Hey guys, it's Andy Fogarty here from theathomewelder.com, and I'm here for kingmetals.com. Now today we're answering a question about bidding on projects and how to not waste tons and tons of your time bidding on projects that you're not going to get, or they're going to be with customers that you really don't want to work with. So we're going to cover that, but I'm also going to give you some free resources that we created to use in-house that we use on bidding on projects that save us literally hours of time in travel and in estimating. So let's get into this. Now today's question comes from Tim. Now Tim asks, I spent a lot of time driving around bidding on projects and estimating, and half of the people I don't hear back from. Some of them hire me, but most do not. How can I eliminate all of this time that I spend driving around and giving estimates? Tim, that is a fantastic question, and this is something that business owners and welders have been plagued with forever. How you spend a tremendous amount of time driving out, measuring, talking with the people, giving them ideas and designs and all of this stuff. Then you come back to the shop, you figure out your estimate, and then you go back and forth emailing and phone calling on trying to negotiate the project. And then you don't get it. But the problem is you've wasted a ton of time on this and you get no results. Now we've come up with a 3-step framework that we use on almost every project. In fact, we use it on every new client project. So if we've never worked with them before, we definitely use this framework. So the first step in the framework is to have a set price for your most basic design. Now we call that our foundational design, but you call it whatever you want. Now this is a set price, and we like to do it by the foot because it's easy for our client to calculate that in their mind. But let's say we charge $25 a foot, we measure 10 feet. It's easy for our client to calculate that in their head. Okay, this is gonna cost me about $250. That's a great starting point for them to know whether or not right away they need to proceed, they wanna look at another option, or if they have a lot more room in their budget to work with and they wanna add something to it. So step number 2 in the framework is to have a very simple measurement document that you can send to your client. Now what is the measurement document? Well, first let me tell you, we're gonna give you ours that we send out, so you don't have to worry about making this up on your own. We have a couple pictures, down rails, straight rails, that we send to the client so they can pull their own rough measurements. Now, this eliminates so much travel time. Not only are you giving your possible client more confidence in making this decision because they're actually going out there and pulling rough measurements on their own. Now it's nothing fancy, we're not asking them to pull exact measurements or angles or anything like that. We're not even asking if there are curves, bends, anything in the railing. All we want to know is just a general idea of the total span of the project. We want to know right away whether or not this project is actually worth it for us in our business. Is this something we really want to spend our time on? Now the great thing about having your client pull the measurements before you ever come out there is they can put 2 and 2 together. They take the information that you've given them from step number 1, which is having your basic set price for your basic railing, and they can take that with the measurements that they pull. They can see, okay, they're charging $25 to install this basic railing. I have 100 feet of railing here. This is gonna cost a little bit more than I want to. And they can end the conversation right there. No more time is wasted. You haven't driven anywhere. Or they'll see, great, this fits well within my budget and I could probably even add some cool stuff to it to make it even a better railing. I'm definitely gonna consider working with these guys. And then that leads into step number 3 of the framework. When they're sending back the measurement document to us, we ask them just to snap a few pictures with their phone and send that back to us at the same time. Now, this is great because everyone has a camera phone these days, and it's so easy to just snap a couple pictures of the area where the railing is gonna go. They can text them to us, email them to us. This way, not only do we get to quickly see the total amount of railing that we're going to be dealing with, but we also get to see the area where this railing is going to be installed. So that way we can make notes and see if there's going to be any issues with this installation, or if we're going to need to modify our basic railing or whatever, just anything that we need to know about the area before we ever even go out there. So that's the 3-step framework that we use on every single new client and a lot of returning clients. So you can see this is a fantastic way to get all the information you need before you ever even leave the shop. All right, so if you'd like a copy of this easy estimate framework that we use, come over to the athomewelder.com/EEF. So athomewelder.com/EEF, and you can download this easy estimate framework packet that we send to every client. That way it makes it easy for you. You don't have to try to create this thing. We're just gonna give it to you to just send on and use in your business. So that's it. I'm Andy Fogarty from the athomewelder.com, and I'm here for kingmetals.com, and I will see you again next time.